What's up, Dunwoody? Welcome back to the podcast. It's all about Dunwoody, Georgia. My name is Matt Weber. I'm the host. This is the podcast where we obviously talk about Dunwoody, Georgia. The show is brought to you by Dr. Brett Friedman with Village Orthodontics, who is the best orthodontist in town and right across from the Cheek-Spruill House, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And today I've got Melanie Williams on. She's with the Dunwoody Preservation Trust. We've featured the Dunwoody Preservation Trust many times in the past, and I've got my Lemonade Days shirt on to represent. But yeah, what do you want to talk about today, Melanie?
Well, my main goal is to inform the community about the availability of the Cheek-Spruill House for lease.
Okay.
But I'm happy to talk about anything related to Dunwoody Preservation Trust. Our nonprofit was started about 30 years ago. Lots to talk about.
Okay, yeah. Tell me about how you got started in it, and kind of a brief history of the Preservation Trust.
Okay. In 1995, two wonderful members of our community woke up to the sound of bulldozers tearing down two railroad section houses up in Dunwoody Village. There were originally three, and by that morning, two were gone. So these two ladies banded together with some other wonderful community members and started a nonprofit called Dunwoody Preservation Trust to help save historic properties in Dunwoody.
Okay.
And shortly after that, the community realized that the Cheek-Spruill House was at risk. There were the last owners had passed away, and they were selling the property. And of course, the gas stations and the banks were after it. So these ladies.
That's a hot commodity right there in the middle of the village.
Very, very, very high profile. So Dunwoody Preservation Trust, with the help of Guardian Savings and Loan and community members, was able to save that property. And it is owned by Dunwoody Preservation Trust. And since that time, we've taken very good care of it. There have been two pretty major renovations of it. And we're thrilled to still have it as an icon for the city of Dunwoody.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that there's actually somebody leasing it right now. A law
Right.
firm leasing it right now. So
Right.
tell us a little bit about that.
The law firm of Del Campo, Grayson, and Lopez have leased it for the last 10 years, and they have outgrown the house. They love it. They've taken great care of it. They've outgrown the house and are having to move to a larger space. So now we are marketing it again for lease, but with a soft lease, someone that, doesn't have a lot of hard wear and tear on it. And that is our goal, to find a nice group to go in there, maybe law, accounting, architecture, something like that.
Okay.
But the reason we have to lease it is because we have to take care of it and maintain it. And the revenue we get from the lease helps us to maintain that property.
Yeah. It's an old building, I'm sure.
It is.
So no parties. Huh?
Well, soft parties.
Okay.
There are a few of those, but there is a room that's always accessible to the community in the house. We call it the history room, and it is available during working hours. And it's a room that's filled with memorabilia, pictures, information about the former owners of the house and history of the area. So our main goal is to preserve the house for the community. That's the main goal. And by leasing it, we are afforded the revenue to help maintain it. The expenses on an old house like that are high.
Yeah, I'm sure. And so the other houses, what are the other properties that Dunwoody Preservation Trust maintains? I guess that's the one you own, but I know the Donaldson Bannister house is kind of closer to my house, and that's one that you guys run.
Right, we do. Dunwoody Preservation Trust has been involved with the Donaldson Bannister House for about 20 years because we tried to save it too.
Yeah.
The trust actually manages that property. It's a special purpose public park, and it's open during daylight hours 7 days a week. People can go over there and walk through the gardens. There is the main house, which was built in 1870, and then there are seven other buildings on the house, on the property. Um, there's two barns, a wash house, a guest house, a well house. I mean, it's a fascinating property. If people haven't been over there, they should go and walk through during the day just to see it. And of
Yeah.
course, we installed a beautiful diorama, which is a linear wood carving that tells the history of Dunwoody for 8,000 years. So if you haven't seen that, you really need to go see that. That's very special. It's carved from one of the trees that died on the property when we
Yeah.
did the property. But we manage that property. We don't own that property. But our
Right.
DPT, our Dunwoody Preservation Trust office is there.
Yeah. And that's it is a beautiful property. We've actually got a photographer to come meet us up there to take family photos one time. And those are some of my favorite of our family photos. So yeah, if
Good.
anybody's looking to do that for over the summer, it's a good place to do it.
Absolutely. And it's a great place to have private events too. We have
Yeah.
some events there, but we also, it's available for lease for private events,
Yeah.
weddings, graduation parties, that kind of thing, bar mitzvahs, whatever.
Yeah. And you guys do have a few events there every year. What's the one where you can't use technology and the kids
Oh,
all come up there?
yeah. Camp Flashback is awesome.
Yeah.
7 sessions of it. My grandchildren are actually going this year. But it's a day camp, 5 day day camp. And the kids do all the things that the kids in the 18 and 1900s did. They do everything from milking goats to making soap. It's just, it's an awesome, the kids love it. They come home dirty at night, but they love it.
Yeah, yeah, I got to get them working. Yeah, that's really cool. And then the biggest fundraisers I know is the Lemonade Days
Hey,
that you guys do every year, and I mean, I love Lemonade Days. The parade is special to me, but Lemonade Days is one of the coolest events that that Dunwoody has, um, and a great story behind that too. But and then on April 20th is Dunwee Idol. That's the special part of Lemonade Days for me because I get to be the very low budget Ryan Seacrest, no budget Ryan Seacrest, and I get to host Dunwoody Idol. So if you are at Lemonade Days over that weekend, make sure on Saturday night you make time to go to see Dunwoody Idol because I love how the kids, I mean, there's, I guess, about high school age, middle school, high school age that all perform and everybody cheers them on. And it's a lot of fun.
absolutely. It is a truly family affair.
It
It's the
really is.
best. We love it. We love to do it.
Yep. Okay. Well, what else do you want to talk about? You guys going to be in the parade this year?
Oh, sure. We'll be there. We'll be there. Not sure what we're doing yet. I'm not in charge of that.
Yeah.
But what we're hoping to achieve very soon is the lease of this Cheek-Spruill house.
Uh huh.
And it's about 2,700 square feet. It's lovely inside. What else can I tell you about that might help people? It's a
Tell
two.
people how do you get in touch? I mean, I guess you go to
Oh,
go to Preservation Trust website.
you can go to our website, which is dunwoodypreservationtrust.org, or you can send an email to info@dunwoodypt.org. When you go to our website, you click on the menu, go to historic properties, and there'll be one in there for Cheek-Spruill House. And when you click on Cheek-Spruill House, it takes you to the lease information.
Okay.
It tells you all about it. It's fascinating. It's a fascinating property, and it's right there on the corner. It's super advertising for anyone who leases it, and it's just got a lot of history and a lot of good karma to it.
Yeah. As a real estate agent, I'm trying to think of like the positives to being in that spot. One, everybody knows where it is. You've got that sign right there on the corner, right at the end of the parade at was it Mount Vernon and Chambly Dunwoody. There's a signage there. I mean, people know where that is. If you're telling somebody to meet you up at your law firm or your real estate office or whatever it's going to become, I think it'd be a great commercial property.
Yeah, and you're also a part of the community there. You're
Yeah.
part of Dunwoody. You're living and working every day in a Dunwoody icon.
Yeah,
So that makes it extra special.
for sure, for sure. Okay, well, thanks so much, Melanie, for coming on. Yeah, is there anything else you want to mention before we go?
Thanks so much for having us. We appreciate all you do, Matt, for the
Oh
community.
yeah, no,
Thanks for giving us this platform.
no, I appreciate you guys. And then Hope's going to come on in a couple weeks and talk about Lemonade Days. So
That,
I always that she does it every year. I always love that podcast.
that's awesome. Well, if I don't see you before, I'll see you at Dunwoody Idol.
For sure. Thanks so much, Melanie.
Thank you, Matt.